I'm Owen Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Now that we're into our busy spring selling season or getting ready to enter into it, I wanted to do one more blog here on the importance of interviewing several realtors for the job when you are getting ready to sell the most valuable asset you own, your principal residence. I did a blog last month on the two main mistakes, the two biggest mistakes I see sellers doing that are leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. I want to follow it up with one more blog here on why you want to interview 2 or 3 pros, listing pros especially, and decide who you want to use to market and sell your home. Because you know, you'll see on in the news, and I'll read it in some of these blog posts about there's a lot of people out there that think, hey, the realtor doesn't matter. All you got to do is put your home on the MLS and it sells itself, especially in this crazy seller's market. Realtors aren't all that important, they'll tell you. They're all the same. They charge too much, and just put it on with 1% realty, or put it on what we call a mirrored listing, putting it on the MLS, pay $1,000, hire a lawyer, and sell it yourself. And I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely wrong, false. The importance of the realtor is absolutely critical. It's the difference between getting $800,000 for your home and $875,000. And I've always blogged many times about how you should never focus on commission or what you're paying your realtor. The only thing you want to focus on is what is your net selling price going to be. After you've paid out all the commissions, what is going to be transferred into your bank account? That's all that matters. Someone trying to save $10,000 on commission but leave $40,000 on the table isn't a very good deal. Hire a pro, interview several for the job. So let me just give you some examples here. When you're on the listing side, it is extremely important on how that listing is priced. And I'm not going to give away all my secrets here because these are proprietary to me. But an experienced realtor, pricing a home is one part analytical, one part science. You want to price it where you're going to get interest in the home and create offers or get offers. Especially if you're in the condo or townhouse market right now, you should be garnering multiple offers and doing holdbacks. Now, pricing is critical. If you price it too low, and there are a lot of realtors out there that will do the old strategy, price it low and watch it grow. So they will deliberately price it below where it really should be in hopes of getting a crazy circus-like atmosphere and bidding war, and they will. The problem is, though, is if you price it too low, oftentimes you're not getting it up to the price where you need to be because you've started at too low of a base price. You want to price a home in a range that will, yes, attract multiple offers, but also you need to get it started where those offers will get into that range that you want to sell it at. That's why, and I'm seeing this more and more, maybe other people have noticed this too, the price it low and watch it grow strategy can work, but a lot of times it backfires, especially when you're getting into the properties that are a little over $1 million, $1.2 million, $1.3 million. They don't reach that point where they need, and that's when you'll see the listing canceled the following week and then relisted at a higher price. They weren't able to get it into the range they needed because they priced it too low. And you've basically ruined all your marketing momentum there, and you're starting from scratch again. And of course, now you're pricing it up to where you want to look at offers. You're not going to be getting the multiple offers now. You've missed that window by pricing it too low. So a listing specialist will know how to price it properly. It's one part analytical, one part science, and you have to be one step ahead of the market. Where is the market going? And that comes from experience and a realtor who has a lot of listings and continually has listings. They know, and they can feed off the other buyers from their other listings on where this market is going. How many offers are they getting on other listings? Where are those offers coming in at? The other important thing that the realtor is going to do is on offer night, you have to know how to handle a multiple offer situation. And unfortunately, it only comes from experience. And I see this firsthand with realtors who do not have the experience on offer night, and they are not handling these multiple offers correctly. The realtor has to know which offers are you going to counter, which ones are you going to put aside. Are you going to do a second round of offers or a third round of offers? Are these subjects, can they be removed? Can you come up with your price here? How do you massage the offers you're getting. And again, this only comes from experience. You have to know how to handle the multiple offer situation. And that's where an experienced listing realtor is going to come in. Also, the exposure of the product, of the home. Putting it on the MLS isn't going to do it. Running an open house still isn't going to do it. You need more exposure to that. I have certain marketing things. I've got an exclusive with the Vancouver Sun that all my new listings go into the Saturday Vancouver Sun home section to announce the opens. I've got mailing lists. I've got email lists. You want to create as much exposure as you can. Just putting it on the MLS, it's going to get you a lot of exposure, but you can go one step further than that, and that's what a good listing realtor will do. When you're on the buying side, again, experience pays here, especially in this market. When you're getting into multiple offers, bidding wars, you have to know what your price you're going to come in at based on how much competition you're facing. I can tell you now that I get people calling me every week that want me to help them find a condo, principal residence or investment property. If you're looking at anything right now under 750, 800,000, actually in Vancouver under $1 million, I'm telling everyone that's calling me now, and I'll tell you now, you have to be able to write subject free. If you can't write a subject free offer, unfortunately, we just can't do business right now. I would not be doing you fiduciary duty by telling you to write offers with subjects, because if you did, you're going to have to absolutely blow the seller away with your price. I've done lots of blogs on the power of subject free, and in this market you have to. Otherwise, you're going to have to offer 20 or 30K above the next best offer. And why would you want to do that? Save your money, come in subject free. But to do subject free, you've got to do some homework. You've got to leave yourself a buffer financially. You can't be up at the top of your range. You have to have a little money on the sidelines just in case that property doesn't appraise and the bank needs you to kick in another $5,000 or $10,000 to make it happen. The other thing, of course, is we need to get all the strata documents, read all through that, depreciation report, have all these things read through and have a good assessment of what you're buying. You have to do that before offer night. Then if you're still not comfortable, we can always get you in on a pre-inspection before offer night. So on the buying side, I have to temper my clients way before we write an offer, way before, about subject-free offers, the risk, the financing, what subjects are doing to your offer and how they're weighing them down, the dates. First call, I see offers from my perspective, receiving offers where the buying realtor, the realtor writing the offer, hasn't even asked me what kind of dates could strengthen the offer. When you're in a multiple offer, you want to do everything you can to strengthen your offer. What kind of dates do the sellers want? What is most favorable to them? That's the market we're in right now, unfortunately. You almost have to go cap in hand to the seller to do everything you can to strengthen it when you're in a bidding war with 10 other parties. So you have to have this stuff taken care of. You have to know where you're at. Also, I'll run my clients through, if I'm on the buying side, on how multiple offers are going to work. We're going to write the offer. We're going to size up how much competition we've got. Just before we write the offer, I'll find out how many offers we're in competition with. If it's 2, then we're probably going to write X. If it's 10 offers, then I suggest you may want to take a little, if you really want the unit, you're probably going to have to come up a little more to even get a shot at it. But I'll walk them through the possibilities of getting a counter, or in a lot of cases these days, they're going to get a second round of offers. The realtor's going to call you back and say, hey, congratulations, you're in the top 3. Do you want to revise your offer? You don't have to. You've got to prepare the buyers for this stuff. This is my job. And this is what an experienced realtor will do. So experience in real estate is so important in why you want to interview 2 or 3 for the job. I'll give you another example here and how I know this is the case. Oftentimes, I will get a listing in a strata complex, in a condo. And a month prior, there's been a, let's call it a 1% realty, or what we call a mere listing. A mere listing is, there's lots of companies that will do it for $1,000. They will put your condo, you price it, you do all the work yourself, but they will put your condo onto the MLS for exposure. But all the showings, all the dealings are directly with the seller. It's basically a for sale by owner. And any offers you receive, you'll have to get a lawyer to handle the offers, look at the contract, counter it, whatever. It's complicated stuff. So it's funny. They're saving $8,000 through the realtor, but they're probably spending half that getting lawyers and handling it themselves. But let's say they sell, oftentimes, every case, I haven't had one yet, where a mirrored listing or a low budget 1% or whatever, who's not offering any cooperating commission, sells a home at, let's say it's $500,000. We'll keep it simple. 1 month later, I'll come along and someone will call me and I'm listing a property, a comparable unit, a same 1-bedroom unit. Sometimes it's not even as good as the one that sold the month prior through the mirrored listing or through the 1%. I will list it comparable, very close to what that last one sold at, but I'll do one thing different. I'm going to market the property. I'm going to advertise it, expose it, run an agent's open, run open houses. I'm going to massage the offers, work with the buying realtors. I'm also going to offer a full cooperating commission. This is where the magic happens. These other mirrored listings, they're not offering anything for realtors to bring a buyer. Think about it. Realtors don't work for free. I'm going to offer a handsome commission for someone to bring me a buyer, because that's what we want. We want 10 or 12 potential buyers here. My seller's more than happy to pay that realtor who brings us a buyer $10,000. But this is how it goes. That unit sold for $5,000. A month later, I sell mine for $560. And it's not even as good as the one that sold for $5,000. This is how it goes. About 4 days after it's been sold, it's now off the MLS, of course, because the neighbor who sold his property, he's keeping an eye on this. Gee, he's getting a lot of activity. I wonder how this is going. He's got it priced where I sold mine. 2 or 3 days later, I got a phone call. Oh, I'm wondering your unit, blah, blah, is that still available? Who am I speaking with? Sometimes it's foggy on who I'm speaking with, but I know who it is. It's the guy who sold his unit on a mirrored listing a month prior. I'll disclose him the price, $560. There's always a long pause. Wow, $560. Okay, well, thanks very much. Click. This has happened to me many, many times over the years. So this guy, he saved himself, I don't know, anywhere from $5,000 to $12,000 in commission. But he had to do all the work himself, all the showings, all the negotiating, go back and forth to his lawyer to counter or read the contracts, because these things are complicated. You better get a lawyer. If you don't have a realtor, you better hire a lawyer to handle a contract. But he just left $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on the table. And this is reality. This is what happens. So anyone that tells you that the realtor doesn't make a difference, and listen, I agree. An ape could sell a condo in Vancouver. You could hire an ape, a monkey, to sell a condo in a seller's market like this. Anyone can. But the thing is can they sell it at a record-setting price? What are they going to net you? Anyone can sell a condo. The bottom line, though, is what is your net selling price going to be after you paid commissions and time and everything else? And that's the difference that a listing pro makes and doing it yourself, or doing it maybe with a less experienced realtor who doesn't have the experience to market a home, create multiple offers, massage those multiple offers. Which ones are you going to counter? Which ones are you going to ignore? How are you going to change the dates? Because as a listing realtor, remember, I've got fiduciary duty. It's a competition for me every time. Every listing I get, I want to break the next price record that's in that building if I can. Now, I can't do it every time, because sometimes you're going to get a unit that's fully been upgraded on a top floor and I'm selling a low unit facing the alley. So it's tough. You're not going to break the top price per square foot with that. But my goal is every time I've got fiduciary duty to my sellers, and it's a competition for me to get my seller maximum selling price. And that's the difference on what a realtor will do. Realtor A sells at $500 or $520. Same unit, Realtor B can get you $560 or $570. There's a big difference. You pay for what you get. Especially in this market, where it's a strong seller's market, when you're handling multiple offers on both ends, either on the listing end, or if you're wading in and representing buyers, you're in multiple offers. It doesn't get quite as important when you get more into a balanced market. When we ever do get into a balanced market, then it's a little different. Boy, I would welcome it as well. I really would. The old days where a guy lists a condo at 600, you write an offer at 560 or 570, and you negotiate the offer back and forth. But we don't have that right now. We haven't had that for a long time. They're listing at 500, doing holdbacks, and you're competing against 8 or 9 other parties. Complicated. You need an experienced realtor both on the selling and buying side to navigate it. I'm Owen Bigland. If you haven't joined my YouTube channel yet, please do. I'll see you next time.